or whatever.
I just don't like that.
She has trauma related to that. All right, so let's go ahead and find our Hey, Hope, can you turn your audio off? You have any requests? Okay. All right, we're all down here. All right, let's go ahead and find our comfortable seats. Sit up nice and tall. Lift your shoulders up and let them roll back and down. Hands on your knees, elbows soft on your shoulders. Eyes are closed, you're gazing down. And just start dropping in, connecting to this moment. Connecting to your breath, letting go of what it took to get here. Just again, deepening your breath. Finding your equal inhalation, exhalation, in and out through the nose. Mind wanders, focus back on your breath. And as you stay with your breath, I'll continue with our reading, Comfortable with Uncertainty by Pema Chodron. Today's reading is 101 of 108. Today's reading is called the Sangha, which is your community. Taking refuge in the Sangha, other people on the path of the bodhicitta warrior, remember that's the noble heart, doesn't mean that we join a club where we're all good friends, talk about basic goodness, nod sagely, and criticize the people who don't believe the way we do. Taking refuge in the Sangha means taking refuge in brotherhood and sisterhood of people who are committed to taking off their armor. If we live in a family where all members are committed to taking off their armor, then one of the most powerful vehicles for learning how to do it is feedback that we give one another, the kindness that we show one another. Normally, when somebody is feeling sorry for themselves and beginning to wallow in it, people pat them on the back and say, "Oh, you poor thing," or "For Pete's sake, get over it." But if you yourself are committed to taking off your armor and you know that other people are too, there is a way that you can actually give them the gift of Dharma with great kindness and love out of your own experience of what is possible. You give them the wisdom that somebody else probably gave you the day before when you were feeling miserable. You encourage them not to buy into the self-pity, but to realize that it's an opportunity to grow and that everybody goes through this experience. In other words, the Sangha are people committed to helping one another take off their armor by not encouraging another's weakness or tendencies to keep their armor on. When we see each other collapsing or stubbornly saying, "No, I like this armor," there's an opportunity to say something about the fact that underneath all that armor are a lot of festering sores. And a little bit of sunlight wouldn't hurt a bit. That's the notion of taking refuge in Sangha. So just stretch your arms open to the sides. Wiggle your fingers. And slowly pull the hands together in front of your heart. Once your hands touch, bow in. Maybe you have an intention you're adding for yourself or someone else. And then interlace your fingers and stretch it away. Round your back and tuck your chin. And then reach up high. Relax the shoulders to the waist. Make sure you don't pop the ribs. Drop them down. And just add a little bit of movement. Just kind of stretch to one side and the other. And then reach up high and take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, stretch them down to the floor. Keep your spine long. If it feels good, lift the arms away from the back. And then drop your hands and reach them back high. Exhale, take the right hand to the left knee. Take a twist, look back over the left shoulder. And then reach high and twist to the other side. And then come back up, hands down, and then pick up your left foot, put it in your right hand, support the knee, and then some of you are going to find this space rocking out here. Some of you are going to be able to pull the foot in near the elbow, maybe both elbows. Try to keep your spine as tall as you can. And then that starts to get in that space on the outer edge of that left hip. And then relax, grab the pinky toe side of the left foot with the left hand and find that range of motion going back. And then drop the foot and pick up the other foot. Support the knee, find what works on this side. This knee might be different. Remember, number one goal, don't hurt your body. Breathe into that spot on that right outer edge of your hip. And then relax, grab the pinky toe side of the right foot with the right hand, find that range of motion going that way. And then bring the bottoms of the feet together, do your little butterfly, stay up high or fold in towards your toes. As you fold forward, the more you can reach your knees towards the floor, the more you're going to feel it right where the attachments of that IT up in the hip area. And then go ahead, sit up, and make your way to hands and knees. So finding your tabletop position, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. On an inhale, drop your belly, lift your head, there's your sway back, hold here. Wait for an exhale, arch your back high, push the floor away, hold here. And then just move with your breath, inhaling, sway back. And exhaling cats. Any other wiggles feel good. Sometimes a barrel roll can feel good, like you're making circles. You can reverse the circle. And then just relax here. Now take your right hip and push it off towards the right side of your mat. Make a big circle back towards your heels and then circle it all the way around and up into a knee plank. And then just circle that way. Really push when you go to the sides. It's going to get those attachments there. Let's do one more time this way, and then we'll reverse and push to the left. And exaggerate when you push to each side.
That may come up.
Nice. All right, and then let's all just come forward. Drop into a knee position, knee push-up position. And then you're just going to put your left hip down. Keep this left arm straight, and then you're going to feel that stretch come up the side of the body from the hip all the way up into the waist and shoulder. So you can just either push the floor away or collapse into the shoulder, whatever feels best for you. And then go ahead, come up to center, and then drop down to the right hip. And breathe. And then go ahead, come back to center. And you're either going to lower down all the way. If you're doing something modified, you can go straight into an up dog or a cobra. Maybe you want a little extra time in your up dog. Maybe you want to look back over your shoulders. Really push the floor away. So instead of collapsing into the shoulders, push and lift. And then tap your knees down, tuck your toes, and press into your feet. And just breathe. Nice. When you're ready, press it up to your first down dog. Remember, hands and knees is an option if you're not doing down dog. If you're in down dog, pedal it out, walk it out, move it around. And then just lift both heels and drop both heels to the left side. Keep pushing through the right hand more than the left. And then bring it up and let it drop to the other side. And then bring it up and walk your way into ragdoll. Hanging out, any movement that feels good. And bend your knees, sway your hips. Grab opposite elbow, shake your head yes and no. And then just walk both hands over to the right side of the right foot. Let your left hand grab the calf or ankle. Put a bend in the left knee. Now stay here or reach the right arm high. If the right arm doesn't feel good, keep it down. You can also take a bind by flipping the thumb, knuckles to sacrum, or reach around and grab that left inner thigh. So this is a nice IT stretch right there, down that side of the leg. Rest when you need to. Now go ahead, switch sides. Right arm reaches across, bend the right knee. Left hand can stay down or up or wrap it around behind the back and reach for that right hand thigh. So remember these things you can do. And then go ahead, come back to center. Grab opposite elbows, kind of sway a little. And then drop your arms, bend your knees, squeeze your belly, stack your vertebrae. Once you're at the top, reach. Step it together, stretch long and tall, drop your tailbone. If it feels good, add a little back. And then come up straight, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach it back high. Stay here, take hold of the right wrist with the left hand, pull it over to the left side. Stay there or take the right foot behind, bend both knees a lot, like you're curtsying, and then pull a little more to the left. And breathe up to that waist and side body. Now squeeze to come up tall, switch arms, stretch it out. Keep it here or the left foot behind a lot. Bend your knees and really pull. So it's kind of going off to the side. Looks like this. And then go ahead and come up, drop your hands and just slide towards your toes. Stay here or take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, let the arms pull away. If your hands went behind your back, return them to the sacrum before you reach to the floor. On an inhale, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up. Stretch it tall, only if it feels good. Add that little back bend. And come up straight before your hands come down. Drop your arms, find your mountain. There you go. Okay.
I got it.
Oh, goodness. All right, well, if you need to go, don't hurt yourself. Okay. All right, shoulders back and down. Focus on lifting through the crown of the head and find your breath. On your next inhale, arms high. On an exhale, fold down towards your toes. On an inhale, push your shins away. On an exhale, bend your knees, plant your palms, take the left foot to the back. Drop that knee all the way down, sink into the left hip flexor. So remember, if the floor is too far away, hands can come to your thigh. Sometimes if there's a baby in the way, it feels better for both hands to be on the inside of that front foot. Who's happy? Anybody in the room?
I'm not gonna baby.
So sink low. Some of you, it might feel good to tuck your nose to your knee. And then if you went down, look forward, and then it's hips back, toes lift, hands walk with you if the hamstring is tight. Keep it forward and fold if you need a bigger stretch. And you might windshield wiper that right foot a little, and that will kind of activate and find that space. So you might find a tilting of the toe that gives you a better stretch up the right side of that hip. And point or flex it and see how that changes it. And then shift the weight into the right foot. Take it to hands and knees or down dog. Cat cow, or add your first vinyasa. Remember, that's inhale plank. Exhale lower. Inhale back bend. And exhale down dog. Take 3 more breaths. Feet about hips width apart. Press through the heels and equally through the hands. Try to get the weight out of the hands, distribute equally. So when you're ready, left leg hop, toes down, hips closed, legs straight. Now turn the toes to the side, see if that leg wants to go higher. Only if it feels good do you bend the knee. And then step it all the way to the top. Drop the right knee, sink into the right hip flexor. Adjust your arms wherever feels best for your body. Sink into that right hip flexor. Doesn't feel good to sink? Kind of keep the weight off and shift it back slightly. And then stay there. Some of you might tuck your nose down. And then wait for your exhale. Hips back, toes lift. Hands walk with you if you need space. Ardha Hanuman. You can tick-tock the foot. You can point or flex. You can find a spot that foot turns that gives you and activates the side of that left leg. And then go ahead, shift the weight back into the front foot. Take it back, hands and knees are down dog. Cat cow, or add your flow. High, legs straight, toes down, hips are closed. Notice the difference. Flex both feet. Now turn your toes to the side. That was good. And then let it go higher. Notice what you feel here. Only if it feels good, you bend the knee. You bend the knee, it doesn't feel good. Straighten the leg back out. And then step that right foot all the way to the top. Left hand flat, or make a fist. Right hand on the thigh just above the knee. Press and look to the right. Keep that hand down or reach it up. And you can kind of activate that front leg a little bit by kind of shifting that front foot a little back and forth. Maybe roll to the pinky toe side slightly. Now go ahead, bring the hand down. Let's step up with the left foot. and back to the right. Right hand flat, left hand on the thigh, twist and look to the left. Keep it low or reach that arm up. Hang out, see what happens if you shift that left foot around. You feel that? And then go ahead, bring it down. You can either step up to ragdoll or go back to down dog. You can rest or flow. We're all going to end up in a squat eventually. So if you want to get there earlier, spend more time, pinky toes near the edge. It can be a high squat. Up here, working your quads if it feels good. Hips sink low. If that doesn't feel good, you can always do your high goddess squat if it doesn't feel good to get deep into your knees or your hips. And then this is another one that kind of gets into the hips and the thighs and everything. If you went low, put your elbows back above the knees, push together to come up. Hang forward, grab opposite elbows, just sway a little side to side. So you can exaggerate that sway enough to feel it in your hips. And then drop your arms, bend your knees, squeeze your belly, and stack your vertebrae. Once you're at the top, reach it up, step it together, stretch it out. Only if it feels good, add your little back and come up straight before your hands come down. Drop your arms, find your mountain, settle your breath. And then set up your feet for how you like them for your chair. So we're going to do our sequence with our, let's all do ankles under hip bones. Take your arms out in front. If your shoulders right up, turn the palms to face each other. Check out what's going on with your back. Make sure you're not popping the ribs forward, but you're nice and tall. And then sit your bottom back. Scoop your belly, drop your tailbone. If you look down, your toes are in front of your knees because your spine is straight. Going this way. And you're breathing. So strengthening the thighs helps all those muscles around the upper thighs and the glutes. Now push into your feet, come up, let your arms come around, touch your thighs, and just slide towards your toes. Inhale, find Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, soften. Nice. Inhale, come all the way up. And then just exhale, hands to your heart. And then drop your arms. So you're either going to do the same thing you just did, or this time you're going to lift your heels and press through your big toes. Take a moment to find your balance. If your heels are lifted, your back will stay straight this time, like you're sliding it down a wall. So your shoulders are over your heels. You're using the middle part of your quadriceps, and you're breathing. Now press into your feet, come up, drop your heels, drop your arms, and slide towards your toes. If it doesn't feel good to fold forward, just stay up.
You cannot turn down and back up.
Yeah, don't do it. And then if you're folded, find Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, soften. Inhale to stand. And exhale to the heart. Drop your arms, and then bring it back up. So you can go back to the first or the second one, or we do the third one, which is awkward pose, right? So feet stay wide, knees come together, and then the heels lift. And then you sink low. If you can go all the way down, come back up 2 inches. So you come down, that's easy, right? Then you just come up and hold it. And you breathe. Rest when you need to. Hello, outer hips. Push into your feet and knees, stand up, drop your heels, drop your arms, shake it out. And find your mountain. So take a moment here in your mountain and kind of refine your mountain. So this is not an easy pose. It's an active pose. And some of us are just going to close our eyes and stay right here. If you would like to fold, inhale up, exhale, fold. You can stay in ragdoll, you can do a squat, or you can take it back to a vinyasa. Nice. Honoring your body is yoga. All right, if you went to down dog, make your way back to the top of your mat. On an inhale, find Ardha Uttanasana. On an exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way in. Once you're up, stretch it out. And hands to the heart. Drop your arms, find Janathan. Go ahead, step your right foot back from warrior one. So heel to heel alignment, back toes somewhere around 1 or 2 o'clock. Both hips are forward. Hands at your heart, and into your left knee. Don't let the knee go past the ankle. Keep your hands down or reach them up. And make sure you're pulling back on the left, forward on the right. It's a closed hip pose. And you're all breathing. Now wait for your next exhale. We're just going to open it out into warrior two. So let your arms fall open. You'll probably need to take that right foot further away. Line up your front heel with your back arch. Same thing, don't let the knee go past the ankle, and track the knee to the pinky toe. So activating that inner thigh. Check out your torso, make sure it's straight up and not tilted forward. And then stay here or lift your front heel. Breathe. Now drop the heel down and then stretch it back and find reverse triangle. And then exhale, go back to warrior two. And then take your left arm on the thigh, palm turned up, right hand on the hip, or take it up alongside the ear, palm spinning down. Hurts the shoulder, it stays down here. You don't want it to go up here because then the shoulder pops off the back. So it's out in front. And roll it down. So you can stay here or play here. Those of you that like to add on here. Some of the options are drop the bottom hand, right knuckles to the sacrum. Maybe grab that front inner thigh. Maybe you can take a full bind, hands behind the back. Try to spin your heart open. Maybe you're going to stand up. Fly through bird of paradise. If you're flying, set it back down. Everybody reach that right arm forward. Just take your right hand to the mat. Pop the back heel up and drop your knee. Walk your toes to the left. Stay here or take your left hand and push that left knee away. You can look to the left. And then as you push that knee away, again, you should start to feel it in the outer edge of that front hip. Some of you are staying here only if it does not hurt the knee. Does the left hand reach back and grab hold of the top of that back foot? If you're holding on, release the foot with control. No rubber bands, both hands down. And just take your left leg around to the back of the mat. Down dog or child's pose. Hold, flow, rest, cat, cow, whatever we're feeling good right now. Nice. Either from hands and knees or down dog. Let's walk our hands to the back of the mat. End up in ragdoll at the back. There we go. That might be an easier way to come up. And then bend your knees and stack your vertebrae. Ankles under hips. Arms up, palms in. And then maybe lift your heels. Take a moment, find your balance. Push through your big toes. And then tiptoe your way up. Once you're up, drop your heels and drop your arms and step the left foot back for warrior one. So both hips are forward, bend into the right knee, make sure you're not swaying here, hands at the heart. And you breathe. Make sure you're pulling back on the right hip and forward on the left. And then we're just going to open the arms out and come into Warrior Two. Look over the right middle finger. Check out your torso. Make sure it's straight up. And breathe. Track that knee open, inner thigh, working to pull that knee to the right. Only if it feels good, lift the front heel. And then put the heel down and stretch it back, reverse triangle. And now bend your knee, your back in Warrior Two. And then take your right forearm to the thigh, palm turned up, left hand stays on the hip, or goes up alongside the ear, palm spinning down. Stay here or play here. Take your front toes more to the front. Yeah. Okay. There you go. See if that helps. And then let that left arm come up and just like more. Yeah, palm down. Palm down. Yes. And it's normal to cramp sometimes. Okay. So rest when you need to. All right. All right, everybody. We're coming. If you're flying, you're coming back down, and the left hand goes to the mat. Pop the heel up and drop the knee down. Walk your toes to the right. Stay here only if it feels good. Right hand pushes that right knee away. And you're breathing into the outer edge of that right hip. Only if it does not hurt the knee do you bend the knee, reach back. You're taking hold of the pinky toe side of the foot, so the thumb should be turned up. That's going to make it easiest access. Nice. Beautiful. All right, if you're holding the foot, release it with control, hand down, slide that right knee around the back, and go to down dog or child's pose. Hold, flow, or rest. And then let's all come to hands and knees. Let's do 2 cat-cow tilts. On an inhale, look up. On an exhale, arch. One more time. And return to your flat back. All right, so only if it feels good, we're going to do a dolphin. If dolphin doesn't feel good, you can do an elbow plank, you can do a full plank. You can do, come onto your back and do floor chair. All right, so elbows on your shoulders, scoop your belly in, push the elbows away, and then maybe hips go up. Stay there, or on your body, honor, under, under. Inversions are always fine. So look down at that, between the elbows. If you want to add your shift, it's inhale, shift like you're going into plank. Exhale, hips high. Rest whenever you need to. When you're done, we'll all meet in child's pose. And then let's all meet at hands and knees. You can stay at hands and knees or take your right leg off to the side so the foot's in line with the knee. And just take your left arm, slide it under, shoulder down. Some of you might be able to reach out and grab your foot or ankle with that left hand. If you want to add more of a twist, right hand walks on the floor above your head, stays straight, and then maybe it starts to go to the left, like it's going to walk over the top of your head. So you stop before the elbow bends, and that's your full expression. And you breathe into your low back, down that, what is that, your right hip. Nice. If you moved your right hand, walk it back around so the wrist is under the elbow. Press into the right hand and reach out and up to the left. And then drop your hand down. Bring the knee in and left leg to the side or not. Remember, you can do table instead. All right, so it's right arm threading under this time. Shoulder down, side of the head down. Hang out here, reach out for the foot or leg. If you're walking that left hand forward, you walk it straight on the floor. Stay straight, and maybe it starts to go a little towards your right, over the top of your head, but don't bend the elbow. Breathe into where you're feeling it. If you moved your left arm, bring it back around, wrist under elbow. Press into the left hand, reach out and up to the right. Drop the hand, bring the knee in. Go to down dog or child's pose. Hold, flow, or rest. Cat-cow is a flow as well. If you don't want to do a full vinyasa. And then either from hands and knees or down dog, walk your hands towards your knees. And you can take a little pit stop in your toe squat if you want. If not, you go straight to ragdoll. So if you're doing toe squat, big toe mounds come to touch, walk your hands towards your knees, and your knees go out to the side as you come up. Some of you are going to stay here touching the floor in front. Some are going to be able to squeeze your belly, bring your hands to your thigh. Find your breath, reach through the crown of the head. Any creative way you want to come up, you can reach down for the floor and just extend the legs, or you can try just pushing up. Drop the heels and shake it out. Is that clear? So use the quads more. Yeah. All right, so go ahead, find your mountain. Settle your breath. And then just take your hands to your waist and take your left foot bounce. Spread your toes wide and bring your right leg up. Focus on the lift, flex, reach up to the crown of the head. Come in and out as you need to. If balance is an issue, you can always go touch a wall with the left hand. Stay here or take your left hand over top of the thigh, hold on behind the knee, and then right arm go to the back. If you have it over top, it makes it easier for when you slide down the outside of the leg. You can grab the pinky toe side of the foot if you're going to work on extending the leg. So either way, it's going to get that space down the side of that leg, whether it's bent or extended. And if you went out, slide it back to the knee. Come to the waist. Don't lean back as you extend. Point, can you hold it? And then lower the leg. Just take your feet a little wider than hips width and switch them out. And then shake them out. And then right foot balanced, left thigh up. Focus on your lift. Stay here, or right hand goes over top of the thigh, holds on behind the knee, left arm goes to the back. This way, if you decide to extend the leg, you're already on the outside of the leg, slide down the foot, and work on extension. Nice. If it went out, slide back to the knee. Come to the waist. Don't lean back. If you're going to extend and point, can you hold it? And then flex and lower. Feet wider than hips width. Give them a swish. And then give them a little shake. And then line up your ankles under your hip bones and just fold forward in any way that works for you. So tense your fingers. And you go back to that other one if this is not going good. All right, so left foot stays down, right leg lifts. Press through the heel. Now, just turn the toes to the side, the right toes to the side, the right. And then maybe the right arm goes to the side. Maybe the right arm goes up and you end up in Ardha Chandrasana. Some of you might feel comfortable bending that knee and grabbing the top of that foot. Honor your body. Don't hurt your body. Number one rule. Go ahead, put the hand down, drop the foot. Put a soft bend in your knees and just take a few breaths here. Doesn't feel good to do this. You can do anything else you want. You can take another balance, you can go into your squat. Otherwise, let's do the right side. So right foot down, left leg lifts, toes down to start. Now just keep that leg straight and turn the toes to the side. Stay here, or the left arm goes to the side. Stay there, or stack the left arm up. Only if it feels good, you bend the knee, reach for the foot. You can go to your squat or just hang out. If you're holding the leg, release it. Bring the hand down, drop the foot. You can stay here, you can take your squat. You can take it back to a vinyasa whenever you're done. We'll all end up down at hands and knees. You can take as much time as you'd like. If you like your crow, you can go do that. That's a good one to remember. We'll all end up in hands and knees. And just do 2 cat-cow tilts, release your spine. And then look back over the right shoulder to the right hip. Push that right hip forward. And then come around and look to the other side. And then come to center. Just take your right leg straight back. Press through the heel. Find that calf muscle. Keep it here or just pick it up and cross it over the left. And just look to the left. Stay here or walk your hands a little more to the left. So what you'll find is when you have tight IT that a lot of times it comes all the way up into the side body. So a lot of your side stretches are going to help with that. And then walk it back to center. Let's swing it off because it feels good with the knee, foot in line with the knee, right arm high. You can circle the wrist. You can keep that arm up or let it drop back behind you. There's also a bind there, knuckles to sacrum, or grab that bottom inner thigh. And then bring your hand down, bring your knee in, and send the left leg back. Toes on the mat. Find that calf muscle. Engage your core, keep it here, or just pick it up, cross it over the right foot, look to the right. It might feel good to walk your hands a little more to the right. And then come back to center with the hand, swing the leg to the left side, left arm high, circle, reverse. Keep it straight up or start to let it go back. Maybe take that bind. And then bring the hand down, bring the knee in. You can go to down dog or child's pose, rest or flow to your last hand. Nice. And then we'll all meet at hands and knees. 2 cat-cow tilts. Return to flat back and come on to your bottom. Swing your legs around to the front. Keep your left leg out, bring your right leg up. Keep it here or cross it over. So you can keep this leg straight the way we usually do, or you can bend it back so that heel is near the glute. So stay here, we're gonna hug that knee with the left arm and we're gonna look to the right. So find what works for you. Some of you might add the elbow to deepen the twist. There's a side crow here if you like it. Lane is gonna demo.
Try. I can't get on there.
Get that knee on the back of that tricep. That's the
I
problem.
can't get it on there. They're on the mat.
Get it on there before, yeah. So make sure you're locked up here. She's gonna be tired. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Nice job. All right, go ahead. Unwind to the other side and around. And really just take some time here and notice what you're feeling here. A lot of times we just rush out of it and then come back to the front, and then we're gonna switch legs. So tricky part is like, which leg was that, right? All right, so it's right knee up, cross it over only if it feels good. Left leg stays out, or you bring it into the bottom. Is that right? No. I got it wrong. Left leg up, cross it over if it feels good, and then bend the right knee. All right. So now we're gonna hug with the right and look to the left. Some of you are gonna add that elbow to deepen the twist. So you can stay here or play here.
I'm on there. Okay. Not that nobody can see me. I'm up.
And you down. And then unwind to the other side. Good job. And just hold here. And then go ahead, come back to center. Unwind both legs. Take both legs out in front. Take your hands alongside your hips, flex your feet, drop your chin. This is Dandasana. So stay here or fold forward if your back's not feeling good. Forward folds are often like the least comfortable. Back bends are easier when your back's feeling funky. And then go ahead, come up, keep your left leg out, bring your right leg in. So you can stay here, or we're just gonna take the right hand right behind the hip, take the left arm up, and push up onto the shin and really reach through that left arm. So really push through the hips to the side. Doesn't feel good, don't do it. And then go ahead, sit it back down. And switch legs. Sit up nice and tall. You can stay here with your left hand on your knee, creating a little twist over that front leg, or take the left hand behind you, right arm up, push up onto your shin and stretch it out. And then go ahead and sit it back down. And then make your way onto your back. So hips toward your heels, come all the way down. Only if it feels good, rock it out. You got that crack. Make circles if that feels good. Reverse your circles. And then plant your feet. And we'll do 2 back bends, or you can do a flowing bridge if you prefer that. So it's feet hips width apart, parallel, close to the bottom. If you're gonna flow, you're just gonna push into your feet, tilt your pelvis at the same time. If it feels good, arms go up. And then exhale, roll back down. So keep your thighs interacted and squeezing towards each other, but not touching. And then this is a nice way to strengthen the outer edges of your hips. So if you have a block, it's good to put that block between the knees. So you're either flowing with me or you're moving on your own and you're just doing a couple static poses. Can be 2 bridges, can be 2 wheels, can be a bridge and a wheel, can be Shavasana. Alright, next time you lower down, hug it in, rock it out. If you're not done, finish up your back bend. And then we'll all plant our feet and send our right leg up in the air. Interlace your fingers at the hamstrings, circle the ankle, reverse the circle. Keep it there or go further up the leg, only if it feels good. And then go ahead, walk your hands back down, cross the right ankle over the knee, find your figure 4, energetically push the knee away, stay there or pick it up and hug it in. You can tip it a little to the left, it'll get more into the IT if you do that. And then come back to center, put your heel down, keep your legs crossed just like they are. Pick the hips up, move them 1 inch to the right. And then you're gonna let that top foot come down so it ends up flat on the floor. You can push this knee away or you can hold the ankle, energetically push it away, and it's gonna get that whole outer edge of that right hip. Look to the right. And then squeeze to come back up. And just send your right leg up for a breath and bring it down. And then take your left leg up. Interlace your fingers, circle the ankle. Reverse the circle. Keep the hands low or go further up the leg. And then cross the ankle over the bent knee, find your figure 4, stay here or hug it up and in, left hand between the thighs, right hand around. Maybe tip it just a little bit to the right to find that IT. And then bring it back to center. Put your foot down, now we're just picking up the hips, moving them 1 inch to the left. And then you just tip your whole shape over to the right side so that foot ends up flat on the floor. And then you look to the left. You can hold the ankle and push the knee away for a bigger stretch. Don't need it, don't have it. You can also just let it cave in towards the floor if that feels better for your body. And then come back to center. Just send your left leg up for 1 breath. Bring it back down. Hug it in and rock it out. Stay here or bottoms of the feet together, knees press away. Stay there or both feet up, happy baby. Any movement that feels good. And then when you're done, if your feet are up, bring them together. If your knees are wide, pull them in. If it feels okay, hug yourself up into a tight little ball. Wait for an exhale, and you're going to stretch it out. And then you're rest. Yay. All right, make yourself comfortable. Find Shavasana. So if for any reason you're not comfortable on your back in Shavasana, you can always do Shavasana on your right side, resting on your right arm with your left hand in front. and just forget about your breath and let the breath return to normal. Just imagine a beautiful golden light enters the body through the crown of the head. As the light pours through your body, it brings warmth and relaxation to your scalp, your forehead, your eyes, your nose and mouth are relaxed, your ears, your cheeks, your jaw and chin are relaxed. Make sure you're not clenching the jaw. The neck and shoulders, the arms, hands, and fingers, the chest, the abdomen, the upper, middle, and lower back are relaxed. The hips, the pelvis, the buttocks, the thighs, the knees, the calves and shins, the ankles, feet, and out toes. The body is completely relaxed. This state of peace is your true nature. Take a few moments just to be. If you want to end darkness, you cannot beat it with a baseball bat. You must turn on the light. Bring the awareness back to your breath. Deepen your breath. Let the breath fill your body with light. Bring your subtle movements, fingers and toes, hands and feet, arms and legs, so you're ready for a big stretch. And then you can just roll to your favorite side, take a few breaths on your side, and in your own time, in your own way, when you're ready, make your way up to your comfortable seat. We'll close our practice. Find your tall spine. Find your breath. Remember your peace. Share your light. Hands to the heart. Bow in. Give gratitude. And look for the joy. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. you all for sharing your practice and your presence. Thank you for being here. Namaste. The light in you sees and honors the light in each of you. Keep on shining. All right, guys. I'll see you soon.